If you have astigmatism, everything you've been told about using red dot sights might be holding you back. I know that sounds bold, but after 12 years in the Army Reserves, helping soldiers qualify with the M16, M4, and M9, and 30 years of hands-on firearm experience, I can tell you most shooters are compensating for this the wrong way. They're chasing gear fixes when the real solution is technique and mindset. In this video, I'm going to show you 3 ways to work with your astigmatism instead of against it, and by the end, you'll feel confident behind any red dot or sight. Let's get to it. I'm here to tell you you're not crazy, and that expensive new optic probably isn't broken. Today, we're talking about the one thing most gun reviews and articles never mention, astigmatism. I'm going to show you what it is, how to manage it, how to find the right optic for your eyes so you can stop wasting money and start shooting with confidence again. So what is astigmatism? In the simplest terms, it's a very common condition where the lens of the eye is not perfectly round. Think of a normal eye lens being shaped a little like a basketball. The eye with astigmatism is shaped a little more like an egg. It's oval. Now this irregular shape changes how your eye focuses light, and for about a third of us adults, it can wreak havoc on the projected dot of a red dot sight or reflex sight. How do you know if the problem is your eye or the optic? Well, there's a simple test you can do right now if you grab your smartphone or camera. You turn on your red dot, take a picture of the dot through the optic with your phone's camera, and look at the picture. If the dot in the photograph is crisp and perfect, but the sight itself is blurry when you look at it, the issue is realistically your eyes. Now, you can also have a family member or loved one help you with this if you're having trouble with the camera or you just don't trust your eyes. If you look at the photo and the dot is blurry, then the problem is probably the optic. So, you've done the test and you confirmed it's your eyes. Don't rush out to sell or return your red dot yet. There are just a couple things you can try right now. First, you can turn down the brightness. Many shooters run their dots way too bright, which makes the blooming or starburst effect much worse. Lower the brightness to your dimmest level you can still see. You want the optic dim but still be able to see it against a target. Now this alone can clean up the dot significantly. Second, remember your fundamentals. You can focus on the target, not the dot. Look through the dot, let your focus rest on what you intend to hit, your target. Your brain is incredibly good at superimposing that blurry shape onto the target and finding its center. And this is the proper way to use a red dot. It's even more critical for your astigmatism. And finally, if you have iron sights on your pistol, you can try looking at the dot through your rear sights. For many people, looking through that small aperture can help focus the eye and the light a little differently. It might make the dot appear much sharper and rounder. You're not focusing on the rear sight, but you're using it as a guide. Now, if those techniques help but don't fully solve the problem, it might be time to consider some different hardware, but this is where you need to be smart. You'll hear a lot of people say, oh, just get a green dot. And while it's true, our eyes are more sensitive to green light, some people find it crisper. It's not a universal fix. It can be just as blurry as a red dot. The only way to really know for sure is to test them for yourself in person at a local gun store. A better approach is to look at optics that use different technology. We're talking about other types of optics you can try and use to work with your astigmatism. The gold standard for shooters with astigmatism is an optic with an etched reticle. This is a prism sight. Unlike a red dot, which projects a dot of light onto a lens, the prism sight has the reticle physically etched into the glass inside. Because it's a solid image and not projected light, your astigmatism really can't distort it. And as a bonus, a lot of prism sights have an adjustable diopter. It's like a little focus ring. You can fine-tune the reticle to your specific eye. And they're without a doubt a great solution for many shooters with astigmatism. Now, they are a great option for rifles, AR-15, carbines, etc. But what about pistols? I actually had trouble finding prism sights for pistols, and if you're into pistols, I think the See-All open sight is your best bet. The See-All is a clever mechanical sight. It uses a lens to magnify a fiber optic reticle, giving you a single aiming point like a red dot, but without any of the electronics. The big advantage here is its simplicity and durability. No batteries to die, no electronics to fail, and for many shooters with astigmatism, the reticle appears clear and sharp when red dots look like a blurry mess. Now, it's not a perfect solution. The biggest trade-off is that the housing can obscure the lower portion of the target. And while it's great in daylight, there are versions with non-tritium that can be difficult to see in low light. But it's a very interesting tool, especially at closer ranges if you want an absolutely battery-free reliability. Now, another great choice is a holo or holographic sight. It's another great option for astigmatism. It uses a laser to project the reticle that appears to float downrange on the target itself. This technology helps your eye see the reticle more clearly, making it much less likely to cause that blurry starburst effect you get from a standard red dot. This leads to faster target acquisition and a wide field of view for better awareness of what's around your target, and that's always good. They're known for being incredibly tough. One reticle can often stay visible and functional even if the glass gets cracked or damaged. So I want to ask all of you, if you've got astigmatism, what's worked best for you? A specific optic, a technique, or setup? Drop it in the comments. Someone else might need exactly what you have figured out. So if your red dot is blurry, don't panic. First, confirm it's your eye or the red dot with the phone test, the camera test. Then try the simple fixes. Lower the brightness and focus on the target. If you decide you need to upgrade, your smartest move is to look at optics with etched reticles, like a prism sight. You can also look at holographic sights or something completely different, like the see-all sight. These options should give you a crisp aiming point that works with your eyes and not against them. And be sure to try them out if you can at your local gun store before you spend your hard-earned money. Now, this is about being smarter and more informed protector. It's about finding the right tool for the job and, more importantly, the right tool for you. So share your experiences in the comments below. Your knowledge could save somebody else a lot of time and frustration. Stay safe out there. We'll see you next week. Bye.